Hey, it's 7 grains of salt. I just wanted to clarify that. And I'll be going over Israel News Live, what happened, about the badge, and just a little bit more. I just want to bring peace between what has gone on. So there's a lot to cover, and let's try and get through this just really quickly. So everybody knows who Steve and Yana are, and I have the highest respect for them. I followed them for maybe a year, maybe more. I'm not sure exactly now. But I learned so much from them regarding even the Noahide laws and Zionism and just so much more. And just hearing him even studying the Bible was very lovely. So let's just get a few things cleared up here. And as I always tell everybody, research for yourself, look into things, because that's the only way that you yourself will know something for sure. That someone talking about it, it's them researching, but you need to know for yourself. So, A Minute to Midnight and On Point Preparedness even had something concerning Steve. But I think they took it down for various reasons, and one might have been because they have changed their ways. They have come to Christ. So those were old things from the past. But anyway, back to the badge. This is where it all gets crazy. So one girl happened to see this in Steve's truck and started looking into why does he have an army jacket and what's with the badge. And she made a video. She asked. She even tried to ask him on his video, but with no response. So she made a video, and that's how this happened. Now, the Christian Observer also took this and made a story out of it. So just to clarify, they only were questioning the badge, the asteroids, yes, and how much they talk about that, and a couple speakers that they have on their show. And that's all. So, and all they wanted to do was say beware, because they realized that no, they don't feel that this is a psyop at all. That they were just saying beware. And even Steve himself came out and talked about the badge. So, this is her on the Christian Observer saying, I stopped watching them altogether when Steve started talking about asteroids, and FEMA Insider turned out to be the very new age Celeste Solum. Okay, well, he explained the whole badge. It was an old jacket he picked up, and honestly, I tend to believe him, and I trust that that is the story. And we have to trust and believe. So, reasons to take caution, though. And this is why I always say, but do your own research, okay? So, yes, he has been friends with Paul Begley, and they do sound very similar. And honestly, this does sound like fear-mongering to me. And that's my number one here, and I have about 7 points. So they are probably still friends, I don't know, but fear-mongering about asteroids coming in. I mean, honestly, if an asteroid was coming, there is nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Clarifying that. So, end of point. Let's continue. Income. So him and Paul Begley both have Patreon and even BitChute sites. And there's at least, from the last she noticed, was maybe over 3,700 Patreons, subscribers, and they all donate. And so let's just say a minimum of $5 is given each month. That's a lot of income coming for the couple, and even Paul Begley, wouldn't you say? Well, Steve has a Vimeo account. I don't know if you have to pay to be a part of that. I honestly don't know. Paul Begley does as well. And Paul Begley has a Patreon account. He has 3,429 patrons. Things just to think about. That's all I'm saying. Of course, it's not a bad thing that you're making an income, so absolutely not. Did Steve attend the Army? Well, he's clearly said he has not attended the American Army, but did he attend the Israeli Army? There he is with the hoodie, so that's why I'm wondering. That's one of their t-shirts. Just thought I'd show you, because then after she's wearing the hat, he's got a kippah that says Army, and their daughter's wearing a sweatshirt hoodie as well. And there is another daughter of theirs. So just things that make you question a little. But I do know that even here in Finland, I mean, you have to attend the army. It's mandatory, even if you live abroad. And if you don't attend, then you're banned from coming into the country for 7 years. That's how it goes. But our nation is also not wanting to rule the world. They've never said this, and they've never said what is written on the bottom line there. I also have a video about the Israeli and Bibi talking about how much countries or companies have come to their country and how much cybersecurity they control around the whole world. That's a lot of countries right there in blue, just saying. And we do know who the IDF is and what they're capable of. But many have been banned from saying anything. And I'm not saying that just because they talk about these things that they are to be trusted either. I honestly don't trust many on YouTube or on TV anymore. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they want to be able to visit the country. That's all. Number 4, is Stephen a rabbi? Well, he said, I am not a rabbi, and that was just 2 days ago. But clearly, many people have called him rabbi. I mean, he could be a rabbi's son. Is he a rabbi? I don't know. Hear someone calling him a rabbi, but maybe it's just like calling someone a pastor because they're teaching. But Paul Begley then calls him Rabbi Stephen Ben Danoon. I mean, I think Paul should know who his friend is. Is he a rabbi, Paul? I don't know, but he's calling him that. But to call yourself a rabbi or a pastor, one should have gone and gotten schooling, correct? And even though I believe that the Bible clearly tells us not to call anyone else father, and to me, now that I've done some studying, I seem to think that that's the same as a teacher, a pastor, and a rabbi. But I digress. I mean, a lot of people have gone to great deals to get their schooling and their education, and so enough of that. I don't know what else to say. But number 5, so many names. Why so many names? I don't understand. Look at all the names they use. I'm not going to say them all. But then is he Stephen or is he Joseph? And is she Yana or is she Phoebe? I really don't understand, honestly. You'll have to look into it. But then she's threatening to sue the lady who did the research on her. Honestly, Yana, you really need to take a step back and take the higher road here. This is not how a Christian should behave. She's not doing any harm to you, and she's not threatening you or in any way at all. And she's apologized for doing the video on the badge because she took it back. She understands now. So, what is your name? Is it Stephen Benoon? Joseph Danoon? Or is it Joseph Cunningham? Is it Yana Danoon? Phoebe Danoon? Or is it Yana Lopez? I don't know. I don't understand, honestly. But I digress because I do know that there are people with $1 million bonds on their head because they turned to Christ. They were Arabic, and you don't turn from their religion and then talk to others about it. So I digress, but they're also not speaking on TV, and they're not on YouTube either. Not that I'm aware of. Okay, but research for yourself. But then Yana says, don't research. Don't research into our past. I don't understand, because this is exactly what I do. This is what I do. And this makes me want to dig even more when someone says don't do something, right? Isn't that how you feel? But the past is the past. They were Orthodox Jews. They were into Zionism. They were into a seen, humane gospel. But the past is the past. Yes, Jesus covered all our sins, whatever past we have. I agree. And I have an ugly one too, and I'm sure you do too. But researching is how I woke up to Hillsong and had to step away from Hillsong and all their music. And it led me to seeing who Esther Houston was, and she's a yogi, and many other things. The deception of the pastors yoking themselves with the papacy, and the deception of playing music, secular music in churches. I mean, I wouldn't have found all that out unless I was digging. But, what do I know? What do I know? But no need for name calling. And that's my number 6. No need for that. We need to take the higher road as Christians. That's not how we're to speak of each other and start calling each other names. These women are not Jezebels. I've spoken to both women, and I know one of them for a little bit longer. I reached out to her when I was researching all this about Noahide law and many other issues. They are not demonically spirited. They're not evil women at all. They were just very concerned, honestly, because that's what we need to do. We research other people. That's how we've realized that other pastors are deceiving their flock. Is that not right? So let's not call each other names. These women never called her names, mind you. They were just saying to be cautious. They were saying caution. Take a deep breath. Number 7, the women did question Israel News Live, their association with No More News, as I did, and other people that have been on their show. So these are my words. I stopped listening to Adam Green, No More News, soon after he stated that he didn't know whether he was a believer or not, what to believe in. That's what he said. He doesn't know what he believes, whether there is even a higher being or a God. And then the next show or two, he had a New Ager on. And I unsubscribed, and that's sometimes what you have to do. And that's what I did with another person who was really into gematria and using many other things other than gematria. And you can't listen to everybody. But now I want to digress and show respect, because I give them respect for all that they've done and all that they're doing and sharing not only the news of what's going on, but also the gospel. Getting people to Jesus is the primary thing that we should be doing. Leading them to Christ and staying close to Christ. So my only hope right here, right now, is that they continue that. They continue doing that and staying on the narrow path. Not fear-mongering and not doing anything else. But let's just all stay calm, take a deep breath, and stay on this narrow path. Because our adversary, he's roaring. He wants us to be angry at each other. Because we know all the deception that is out there. And we know that time is short. Okay, I tried to cover everything as quickly as I could. I hope that helps some out there. And I really hope that they both do not take this to court and do not go any further with this. So have a great weekend, everyone, and see you soon. God bless.